All right, what is up, guys? Skyler here. Today we're doing Rasputin versus Stalin, heavily requested. Before I get into this, I want to say drop a sub if you haven't already. I know a lot of people have, but I looked at my statistics and only 8% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, which is crazy how much, the ratio that is. I want to try to hit 1,000 before the end of October. I think it's possible at the rate we're going. All right, so Rasputin versus Stalin. If you guys don't know, we all know about Stalin, okay? But Rasputin kind of got his power from Tsar Nicholas. He was this like self-proclaimed monk healer, and when Tsar Nicholas brought him to the family to try to heal his son did get better. We never know why. His son had an issue where he was, I don't know the word for it, but he bled a lot. And he was easily bruised. So he kind of became Tsar Nicholas's right hand in this sense, right hand man. There's a lot of ammo on both these people. These people are both very weird and fucked up. Your dad beat you like a dog and now you're evil. Because that's why Stalin was so fucked up. He got heavily abused by his dad. His dad was like that typical drug, but beat the fuck out of him over everything. So, that kind of is the reason why he became the man he was. And then, it's a disgrace what you did to your own people, because under Stalin's regime, 10 to 15 million people died from war and famine. Imagine being the leader of a country where people are starving to death, and Russia was supposed to be like this global power, this huge power. So, yeah, and then how many dictators does it take, to kind of fuck up Russia? It took quite a few, actually. And the thing is about it, through the balkanization, it kind of just fell apart. It lost land to the war, and it just kind of just crumbled. So, Rasputin spitting facts.
To turn an empire into a union to ruin the states. It's a disgrace what you did to your own people. Your daddy beat you like a dog and now you're evil. You're from Georgia, sweet Georgia, and history.
Ray Charles line.
Motherfucker bet in the mind. You built a superpower, but it paid the price. With the endless destruction of Russian life. You're a man of steel, I spit kryptonite. Big dick, known to hypnotize. I can end you with a whisper to your wife.
See, he said big dick known to hypnotize. See, the one thing about Rasputin is not only he was a self-proclaimed monk, he was quite a freak in bed type guy. He seduced women. He actually raped women too. He was quite a crazy guy. And so he said, I'll end this with a whisper from your wife. So it said that Rasputin was kind of meddling with Tsar Nicholas II by manipulating him through his wife. It was said that he was, sleeping with his wife at a time. But the thing about Stalin is Stalin didn't give a fuck about his family. Like, he let his son die. He didn't really give a shit about his wife. So I don't know how that shot lands towards Stalin, because Stalin doesn't really care. And one thing, he said one other thing right here.
As a messed up motherfucker bet in the mind. Built a superpower, but it paid the price.
Yeah. He built a superpower, and he said the history books too. The history books unfold you, which Stalin kind of tried to censor things and make his own regime by like canceling everything else. But if you read the history books, you can see how weird he was and how fucked up he was. And then he said you built the superpower, but you paid the ultimate price with dead Russians, which is true. The wars around that era, it did help industrialize Russia, because Russia was kind of lacking behind all the other European powers, because they kind of sticked with this whole Tsar thing. And the war did luckily bring them to become a more industrialized nation, but people were starving and dying to do so. Not just in the war, but in the streets and working. And the Superman reference, that was pretty cool.
Look into my eyes, you perverted witch. See the soul of the man who made Mother Russia his bitch.
That's true.
Think I give a fuck about my wife?
No, you don't.
Son got locked up in prison, and I didn't.
Yeah, like I said, he didn't give a fuck.
All your wizard friends. Anyone who sold you pierogi.
That's true.
Drop the hammer on you harder than I bitch slapped Hitler.
Oh my God, hello, and this has to be Lenin. Okay, I was not expecting a big battle like before, like with the directors. I was not. This is probably gonna look. This may end up like that with Lenin coming in. I like how Lenin, the communism guy with all red and stuff like that. But Stalin said a lot. So he said he crushed motherfuckers when he's laid in state, which is true. When Stalin died, they kind of had him showcased, and there were so many people that showed up to see Stalin die that they stampeded upon each other. So they crushed each other. So even in death, I crush people. And then I liked how he said right here, Pride of Lenin took Trotsky out of the picture. Trotsky was supposed to be the person who succeeded Lenin, but he kind of fled because he saw what Stalin was doing and Stalin had him assassinated. And what else did he say? What else? So he starved. Oh yeah, this is big. So Stalin had a fear of anyone. So he said you had it lucky getting your dick chopped. When Rasputin died, he got killed and they chopped off his dick supposedly. But he said you got it lucky with that. I leave you hanging from the noose and leave you shot in the trench. And he said I'll shoot your family, shoot your friends, shoot. And that's the thing. Stalin was so paranoid. Is anyone that was suspected to be a traitor, it led to like kind of like a red tear. They would be killed. He would not only kill him, the person who was thought to be a traitor, kill him, their family, his friends, anyone who associated, even someone who sold them food, he'd kill them. Like that's how paranoid he was. So yeah.
Get a nukes to the trench and shot your whole family. Shot all your wizard friends. Shot.
All right, Lenin. Let's see what Lenin can do. Another dictator. The bitch slap Hitler. See, he's saying he bitch slap Hitler because he changed sides, but the thing is, Hitler kind of bitch slapped him. It kind of fucked him up necessarily, kind of destroyed him in the war, and that's why he had to switch, or betrayed him. So I don't, it's kind of a mutual bitch slapping per se. Okay, let's go, Lenin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, sorry we're pausing a lot, but look what I just caught this. Pride of Lenin, who took Trotsky out of the picture, and then Lenin comes in saying, "I have no pride for you." What a rebuttal. Okay, I'm proud I caught that. Wow. I have no pride for you who ruined everything my revolution was doing to stop the booze. Yeah, he has a lot to fire against Stalin. The Tsar's wife can't do shit tonight because, like I said, he kind of manipulated the Tsar's wife to take control. Or not control, but have power. And I like this is a very interesting picture. See, Rasputin and Tsar Nicholas came before Lenin, and then Stalin. So I like the whole timeline they have going here, because Stalin succeeded Lenin. So I like this whole perspective they have.
Joseph, you were supposed to be my right-hand man, but your loyalty shriveled up like your right-hand man. You let your heart grow dark and stop the greatest revolution since the birth of Marx.
Since the birth of Marx, Karl Marx specifically wrote like the Communist Manifesto, which Stalin read and really liked. Like that was like his whole ideal scenario. See, Lenin was a pretty fucked up dictator too. Wasn't as bad as Stalin, but wanted this. He thought communism was this ideal world, and I see. Like there's a couple things we can go over. So said he stopped the greatest revolution. The thing was, Lenin was kind of setting up his own dictatorship. And I don't know how much better he would have been than Stalin. Stalin was fucked up, so probably a bit better. But they were both going towards a heavy dictatorship. So, I don't know how much he was stopping. And the thing was, your loyalty shriveled up like your right hand, man. So, Stalin got in an accident where his right hand was stunted and kind of messed up. You can't really see it in pictures because, back in the day, when you had like a disability or something different that made you look weak in other nations' eyes, they'd kind of hide it, so you can't really see it in Stalin's pictures. And that statement is true to the sense where Lenin was supposed to, or Stalin was supposed to be Lenin's right hand man, kinda. Lenin gave Stalin a big role in his party, and Stalin's job was kind of a manager, and he hired people and kind of Stalin within Lenin's party kind of built himself up, like hired people around him, like his friends and things like that, and built him, but kind of became a power. And before Lenin could stop it, he died. So Stalin kind of built himself to be the superpower before anyone could stop him, and that's how his loyalty shriveled up.
She shriveled up like your right hand, man. My whole future was bright. You let your heart grow dark. It's not the greatest revolution since the birth of Mars. Knock, 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 knock. Did somebody say birthmarks?
Gorbachev.
Assholes made a mess and the war got cold. Shook hands with those Ronalds. Reagan and McDonald's, no doubt. If your name ends with in, time to get out.
What a line. If your name rhyme with in. Is that PewDiePie? Okay, PewDiePie's in this video, but if your name rhyme with in, time to get out. Gorbachev, name doesn't have in it, but Rasputin, Stalin, Lenin, if your name rhymes with in, time to get out, that's a bar. And especially, it's so hard to diss everyone with one bar in a battle, and he just pulled it off. But he said quite a few things here. So he said, shook hands with both Ronalds, Reagan, and McDonald's. That's true. And then did someone say birthmarks, but the birth of Marx? I thought that was pretty cool. But the first line was pretty solid. I'm the host with the most glass nose. And the glass nose was like, how do I say this? It was kind of when the Russian government was a lot more transparent, because beforehand, you didn't know shit about it. The people had no idea what was going on. Gorbachev kind of made it where they were a lot more transparent and open about things, which was good in the sense. Cold War. That's true.
You need to shower, and you all need to learn how to handle real power.
Did somebody say?
Who the hell's that? Okay, so you guys need to learn how to handle real power, which is true. Both a lot of these people were fucked up in a sense. Lenin kind of was kind of the downfall, one of the downfalls of Tsar Nicholas II, and kind of raped women, so he was fucked up. Lenin kind of brought a civil war, and Stalin brought a war and a famine along Russia. So with all these people with power, they kind of destroyed their country. And Gorbachev isn't too, he didn't have a blood loss power, like people didn't die and get hurt because of him. But under Gorbachev's rule, like, the economy tanked pretty hard. It was pretty hard of a tanking he did to the economy. But he said a lot of cool things. So when PewDiePie came in, I let the Baryshnikov dance, which was he was like this what do you call a male dancer, male ballerina? I don't know I don't know what the male ballerina term is, if there's a male for it, but what kind of dance, even though he's defective. He was a defective from the USSR. And the thing is, it was considered a ballsy move, because that's why he said, I'm ballsy. I got the balls to let him dance player. Because he kind of looked kind of weak for it, even though he wasn't. Oh, and I just, by the oh yeah thing, he broke the wall, the Berlin Wall, so that was pretty cool.
You need to shower, and you all need to learn how to handle real power.
Did somebody
Okay,
say
who is this?
real power? You want to mess with
Is this
me?
Putin?
I spit hot bars when I'm crushing the.
It's Putin. You can tell by how he's like he's portraying himself. He doesn't look like Putin too much, but he's pulling it off. Did someone say real power?
Somebody say real power? You want to mess with me? I spit hot bars when I'm crushing these beats. Going up like a tuba while I'm balling in Cuba.
That's
Doing
true.
jungle moves and schooling every communist suka. President, my prime, my enemy, don't distract me.
Okay. Let's go back. Let's let it finish. Let's let it finish.
I'm a president, my prime, my enemy, don't distract We try to boss around because I'm out like pudding. You find that the XKGB is the best MC in the XCCCP.
The CCCP, the XCCCP, which is the Warsaw Pact, essentially. And then he said the KGB, which is like the Russian Secret Service. I like that. And then he said something right here. Alexander, what is his name? The last man who attacked me lived a half-life, so comrade, come at me. Alexander, his last name started with an L, I can't remember. But he didn't necessarily physically attack Putin, but tried to like undermine him politically, and somehow he was poisoned, not Putin, but the Alexander. So, you know, he lived a half-life. He died pretty young. And one thing I like here is I don't let my enemies. Oh my God, where the hell did I just go? I'm president in my prime. My enemies don't distract me. And one of my favorite things that happened, and Putin's pretty funny to be honest, is Putin. A nude girl walked up to Putin with their titties out and everything, and Putin kind of just gave her no mind, gave her a thumbs up, and then had the police get her. He didn't even really care. Like. Putin is pretty funny to be honest, as like things he's done. But yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Gorbachev. I think Gorbachev won that one in my opinion. His bars were pretty good. Lenin was pretty cool. Lenin said some facts, but Gorbachev was kind of funny, and I like that. But yeah, okay. We're gonna call it quits here. If you like this video, you know, I was about to say leave a like, but who gives a fuck about that? Drop a sub. Let's try to hit 1,000 before the end of October. And I appreciate all the people who came. Leave a comment down below, depending on what you want me to see next.